Izzy, come on.
Welcome to the 8-Bit Players.
Hello, everyone. It's Greg again.
Yes, it is Cameron and Greg, and we are playing the granddaddy of survival horror, or at least one of the granddaddies of survival horror
Can't forget
games.
Silent Hill.
Resident Evil, one of the cornerstones of the survival horror genre.
That's right.
Uh, this is right up there with the likes of Silent Hill, Fatal Frame, all the good ones that have spawned many a sequel.
Yep. And so, without further ado, we're going to start a new game.
Resident Evil.
See, even the announcer's excited.
Oh, but that's so classic.
Okay, now, before we actually started this, you had me watch the original
before you say
1996 opening.
before you say anything about that,
Okay.
we're going to watch this one first, and then
okay.
we can comment on that. But yeah, that was your homework.
Okay.
To at least watch that. Comments, don't judge us, but we're going to play on easy.
Well,
And we're going to play as Jill.
you say easy, I say normal.
We're going to play normal. And we're going to play as Jill Valentine.
Yeah.
Because she has more inventory slots. She has
Right.
8, and Chris only has 6.
Is that like the only difference between them?
Chris is stronger. Chris can take more punishment. Jill is more your thief class. And Chris is more your soldier class.
Gotcha.
And so
Alpha
now
team is
we're
flying
going to
around the
watch
forest zone
Remakes
situated in
cutscene.
northwest Raccoon
Okay.
City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our
And
compatriots.
overall, it's
Bravo
just the
team.
same as the,
disappeared during
like
the middle
plot
of their
wise,
mission.
the same as, the very first cutscene. We have Alpha Team
Bizarre murder
going
cases
to
have
look
recently
for
occurred in
Bravo
Raccoon
team.
City. There are outlandish reports
And
of
these
families being
murders
attacked by a group of about
happened
10
in
people.
early
Victims
1998,
were apparently
March
eaten.
1998. And so now it's July
The Bravo team was
1998.
sent in to
And we're
investigate,
investigating
but we lost contact.
Look, Chris.
the Arclay Mountain. And so
Bravo
this is Bravo
team's
Team's
helicopter was
helicopter.
a derelict.
Yeah, they've actually kept the same script. So
Yeah, the script
that.
the script's relatively
Save
the
for the
same. The
remaining
voice
body
acting
of
has
Kevin.
obviously changed,
mhm.
and the direction has obviously changed.
Yeah, but I could see
We
where there'd be
continued
a lot
our
of
search for
temptation
the
to
other
just kind of
members.
like, quote unquote,
And
remake
turned
it
into
Yeah,
uh,
a
to fit
nightmare.
the hardware and like change the terminology and the way it's said. So I'm glad they stuck with that.
well, it was originally remade in 2002 with the GameCube, and mostly it was pre-rendered graphics, and a lot of this is just touch-up, polish work that the creator of both, as we see our first victim in Resident Evil history, we see Joseph about to eat it.
Joseph F.
Yeah, Joseph's about to eat it.
Now, the real question, since it is dark, is he the black guy?
No, I don't think he's black.
Okay, they are already breaking stereotypes. Good for them.
I think he's I don't think there's a black character in Resident Evil. So there's Jill. There's Jill.
Watching the horror.
Well, she's stunned. She's like 23 or 24 at this point. So she's still relatively young. She's got a little handgun and a bunch of mean old dogs.
Yeah, zombie Dobermans.
Yep, there's Chris. Go on, Chris Redfield.
The take charge man.
Yeah, who's relatively trim in this game. Well, there goes Brad Vickers.
Where the hell's he going?
So Brad Vickers is the chopper pilot, and he left us. He got scared.
Wow.
He got scared.
Chris, this way.
Good old Wesker. Wesker to save the day. There's Barry Burton. Barry Burton doesn't have a little pistol. He's a little hand cannon.
Yeah, he's got like a 357 revolver with him.
So
Like,
now,
yeah, it's got fewer shots, but it's got more punch.
now, are you ready to enter survival horror?
I am. I am ready to enter the Agatha Christie
There are only
mystery
3 STARS
that
members
is
left
Resident
now.
Evil.
Captain Wesker, Barry, and myself. We don't know where
The main
Chris is.
hall. Oh, it's so
Now,
pretty.
if we had chosen Chris,
What
would
is
we have
this
started a new
place?
location, or would we have been looking for Jill?
Not quite your
We would've
ordinary
been looking for
house.
Jill.
That's
That-
for sure.
That
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
basically
Jill,
the,
no.
the start of the game,
You don't wanna
whichever
go back
character
out
you
there.
pick is the
But
character
we
you
got to
have,
find.
and
was that?
and your partner, in this
Chris.
case Barry,
No.
is
Jill,
with us.
go and investigate.
Chris gets
I'm
a
going with
partner
her.
of his own as he
Chris
explores
and I
the
go back a
mansion.
long way.
And
All right.
we won't see
You two
her,
go.
but that's
I'll secure this
Rebecca
area.
Chambers. She's one of the
Stay
members
sharp.
of Bravo team.
Okay.
She's only 18 at this point. That she's a,
Oh, wow.
she's a rookie. She's the medic.
Interesting.
So now we're looking for Chris. That's
Yep.
our main mission.
And they are going
dining
about it very procedurally, going one room at a time.
Yep. Although I wouldn't rely on that too much because we're about to first we're gonna pick up the little ink ribbons. See, there are 8 inventory slots right now. We only have a gun with 15 bullets and a survival knife, and we have 3 saves. We just started the game, so we're not gonna save right now.
Okay.
Oh, it's so pretty. Such a pretty game.
So
I think you'd better
there's
take a
only
look at
limited
this.
number of times you can
What is
save.
it?
Yes, but the game's so small and the game
What?
is relatively short, and so if you do
Jill,
mess up
See if you can find any other clues.
and for whatever
I'll be
reason
examining
use
this.
up all your saves,
Let's just hope it's not
then
Chris's.
you're going to be it'll still be okay just because of how the game's designed. But there's plenty of save ribbons, there's plenty of ink ribbons, things like that.
Okay.
And so right now,
That man just touched blood. That is not sanitary.
well, he's looking for Chris's blood. He thinks it might be Chris's blood. And so we're going to take the wooden emblem right now. We don't need it for a good long time. This is how to examine items, blah, blah, blah. When we do get actual notes, we may actually look at the notes. But what we're going to do now is we're going to leave Barry, and we're going to go out this door.
Okay.
Now, have you played Resident Evil ever?
I have not.
Okay, alright. So
I
you're-
know a good deal about it, but I have never played.
Well, when we turn this corner, we are about to hit a very iconic scene. And there's Kenneth. Kenneth is getting eaten.
Oh, poor Kenneth.
Yep, poor Kenneth. Alright, now we could waste our bullets, but we are going to run away and let Barry deal with it.
Nice. Yeah, because the first instinctual thing to do in any kind of thing like
Barry!
that would be
What
to
is it?
just shoot him.
Look
Right,
out!
but
It's a
we've only got
monster!
15 bullets.
Let me take care of it.
Yeah, Barry, you do it.
Okay. I get that you're new to the whole zombie thing, but
What the
if you
hell
shoot
is
a
this
thing
thing?
once and it
I
keeps
found
moving,
Kenneth killed by this thing. Let's report this to
keep
Wesker.
shooting it.
Alright, now in the original game, Barry would have killed it. But as we leave the dining hall and we report this to Wesker, the zombie leaves. So that was done to kind of balance out this game and allow Jill and Chris both to have to encounter that zombie. One other difference is that
Wesker!
Chris, when he starts out the game, he doesn't start out the game with a handgun.
Jill,
He
help
starts
me
out
look
the
for
game
him.
with just the
Let's not
survival
leave
knife.
this hall.
Good
Okay.
idea.
Now, as we were talking previously before the cutscene,
So what I'm doing right now is I'm looking for Wesker, because Wesker suddenly has disappeared as well.
yes, you had me watch the original '96 opening, that was actually a full motion video
Yeah, yeah. So
for this.
back in the PlayStation days, oh, that reflection's so good. So back in the PlayStation days, a lot of FMVs and things like that were kind of norms, and that's not the norm anymore. So this is all pre-rendered. All right, so we did our scan.
And the acting's gotten just a touch better.
Barry.
Yep.
Any luck, Jill?
No, nothing. What's going on
You
around
moved like
here?
5
I can't
feet,
figure it
Barry.
out.
Calm your heels.
Same here.
Not
Chris
Barry's
and
worried.
now Wesker.
There's not much we can do. We can search for him separately. I'll
No.
investigate the dining room again.
Well,
Okay, then I'll try the door on the other side.
actually, what's
The
interesting
mansion is gigantic.
is that
We could easily get
the
lost.
stars
Let's start from
were
the first floor.
originally
Okay.
set up to deal with like
Oh,
Colts,
I
and they
almost
were
forgot.
small teams.
It's a lockpick. You'd make better use of it.
Yeah, Jill's the master of unlocking,
Nice.
and so that lockpick.
Thanks. I may need it.
So
Listen,
Jill's able to unlock
happens,
some doors
let's meet up in this
that
hall.
Chris would
Got
need
it?
to search around the
Okay.
mansion and find extra keys for. But Jill is equipped to unlock certain doors. Now, a lot of the doors we're still going to need keys and things like that for. But Jill can unlock certain doors. Alright, so you see that shiny thing?
Mm-hmm.
We want the shiny.
How do we get said shiny?
Well, we have a block moving puzzle.
Okay. Pretty rudimentary stuff for nowadays games.
Yeah. But like I was saying, Stars was originally set up. We'll push it a little bit more. A little bit more, Joe. Stars was originally set up to deal with Colts and things like that. And because they were designed as a small team.
Map of the mansion, first floor.
Most important thing, of course, we're going to take it. Alright, and so, as another tangent, there's our map of the mansion. You can see it's kind of intimidating right now, but you can also see that it is pretty well divided. It's and the rooms are clearly defined and marked out, and when you start to really look at it and diagnose it, it's actually not that huge. And so if you do run into problems or situations and you need to reload a save, it's not that much of a hassle to get back to where you needed to be.
Yeah. It actually reminds me of the first Fatal Frame, which I don't know which one came first. I think Resident Evil
Yeah,
did.
Resident Evil.
So-
Resident Evil was 96.
Yeah, you can definitely see where a lot of influence might have been taken from the success of one into the
Right.
other.
The first Fatal Frame was on the PS2. Alright, now I have a question. Would you
Yes.
like me to go in there? Going in there teaches us something, but it ultimately leads to nothing. We don't really get anything out of it other than a lesson. So would you like me to go
Let's
in there?
learn something.
Okay. Alright. So we can go down this hallway. Alright, we're going to get a defensive dagger. And so defensive dagger doesn't go on our normal inventory slot. It kind of goes... Okay. So it's going to explain to us. Using defensive daggers allows us to escape if we're grabbed by a zombie or other enemy.
Okay.
That we are in auto mode, and so we don't have to worry about using it or pulling it out or anything, that it'll automatically do things for us.
Okay.
Alright, so now we're going to leave.
And I'm guessing that since we picked it up, it's a one-off item.
Right, that's correct.
Okay. Oh! And what an opportunity!
Yep. And so like I said, it's ultimately going to lead to nothing because we're going to run.
So we just kill a zombie, and
so, one thing about Resident Evil and any good survival horror is you don't always need to kill the enemy. you can just run away. And so there, it taught us about defensive daggers and things of that nature.
Yep.
So we're gonna leave it here as a nice introduction to what we have in store for us, and come back next time and continue to explore the Spencer Mansion.
Okay, until next time, everybody.
Goodbye.